Hello and welcome everyone to the latest rendition of our weekly server fantasy series, the CUFL Recap. The first week of action is officially in the books. Not only was it an exciting week of NFL matchups, but the return of the CUFL did not disappoint. From blowout wins to surprise upsets, and matchups going down to the wire on Monday night, this week had a little bit of everything to offer. So without wasting any more of your time, let's take a look and break down each of our Week 1 matchups.
We have the Columbus Clankers scoring a convincing win over the Bayside Bird Brains. The Clankers began Sunday with a strong team effort from the starting lineup, with all but one of their players scoring at or above their projected value. The Clankers' Garrett Wilson especially overperformed, marking 22.5 points in his game against the Steelers. The Bird Brains, however, came out the gates on Sunday a bit wobbly, with many of their players underperforming. But a 26-point performance by Patrick Mahomes on Friday night helped the Bird Brains keep pace with the Clankers and kept their necks off the chopping block. Finally, the decisive blow came Sunday evening, as an impressive 29-point performance by running back Derrick Henry crashed the Bird Brains into the soft ground and secured the Clankers' victory. Next up was a down-to-the-wire matchup, with Jersh coming from behind and stealing a last-minute victory late on Monday night against the Red 40 Ragers. The first half of this matchup looked to be a strong performance by the Ragers, as Jalen Hurts' 24 points during Thursday's season opener helped the Ragers jump out to an early lead. However, as the Sunday window of games began, the matchup turned into a back-and-forth affair, as quarterback Baker Mayfield's 22.5 points helped Jersh even the playing field. After the conclusion of the late window and of Sunday Night Football, the team that held the lead was the Red 40 Ragers, clinging to life on a 6-point lead. As Monday night rolled around, the Ragers hoped to squeak out a victory against Jersh thanks to a struggling Vikings offense throughout the first 3 quarters. But in the end, Jersh's Justin Jefferson was able to score just enough to get them the win. In this next segment, we've got a one-on-one interview with the Ragers owner Jackson about his team's loss.
Hey, so Jackson, what do you think of what Justin Jefferson did this week?
Justin Jefferson? So, it was Sunday. I was ahead by 6 points, right? There was like 10 minutes left on the clock. You know, I thought I had it in the bag. I had hope. He gets a touchdown. He shot me. And next week, I'm gonna shoot him.
For our third matchup, we have a dominant victory for Finio against the reigning league champ, Ben and the Black Boulder Barbarians. Finio came out of the gates red hot in the early window on Sunday, thanks to Justin Fields and Bijan Robinson's electrifying performances. The two combined to nearly 54 points for Finio, creating an immediate and insurmountable lead for the team of Barbs to overcome. Speaking of the Barbarians, it was an uncharacteristically bad performance by the team who had once steamrolled through the league a year ago. The Barbarians really struggled to start the right players this week, with wide receivers Zay Flowers and Emeka Egbuka combining for nearly 52 points on their bench. The team of Sweaty Man hope that just like their beloved Barb Hut, they can get a rework of these lineup issues for the future. But for now, Finio's team will score an impressive victory in Week 1.
For our final matchup, we have our Week 1 Absolute Cinema Game of the Week.
This week's Game of the Week was the biggest upset of the week, as the Carolina Cornballs stole a come-from-behind victory against Makima's BK employees. During the NFL season opener, Josh's Cornballs looked like his team of old, with wide receiver A.J. Brown bringing on just a single reception and totaling just 1 point to their team total. Furthermore, the team of food service employees started out the week with a steady lead over the Cornballs, as wide receiver Puka Nakua's 23 points led the charge early out of the gates. However, wide receiver Deebo Samuel's 22.5 points for the Cornballs kept them just within striking range, leaving their quarterback, Josh Allen, as their only hope of victory. And miraculously enough for the Cornballs, Josh Allen did in fact have it in him. Not only was Josh Allen's 400 passing yards and 4 total touchdowns good enough to lead the Buffalo Bills to a comeback victory, but it was enough to total 38 fantasy points for the Cornballs, pushing them ahead of Makima's BK employees for the victory.
So a big congratulations to Finio, Jersh, and the Carolina Cornballs on each getting their first win of the season. Now that we've covered all the action from this week, let's take a look ahead and announce our matchups for Week 2.
We have the Columbus Clankers taking on the Red 40 Ragers. The Bayside Bird Brains taking on the Black Boulder Barbarians. Jersh taking on the Carolina Cornballs. And Finio taking on Makima's BK employees.
In just the first week of matchups, we saw some of the top teams of last season suffer bitter losses. And on the other side, we saw teams that struggled last season thrive and start their season 1-0. So if it wasn't obvious to this point with the new season upon us, any given team can win any given matchup. So therefore, the league's top spot is totally wide open for the taking. Will we see teams back up their week 1 success and establish themselves as legit contenders of the league? Will we see teams overcome their week 1 struggles and bounce back in the right direction? It's still early on in the season, so anything can happen. So find out what happens next on the next rendition of the CUFL Recap.